Well, hello again, everybody. Welcome to the Hire My VA Team and Business Building Podcast, where we help you to reclaim your freedom through hiring and thriving with virtual assistants without breaking the bank, without breaking your bank. Folks, I'm Dave Braun. Glad to be here with you, and I'm with my partner in Hire My VA and my great friend, buddy, bosom buddy, dog lover, cat lover, everything, Larry Broughton.
Rah! The crowd goes wild. Hello, David.
Hey, man. How you doing, Larry?
Good.
Well, we've got a really good topic for today, a really good question,
What is it?
and a thought. So some people might be thinking, I've never been good at managing people. I've tried it, but it's just not me. It's like I've failed at this before. What shall we say to them?
I'm not good at something, so I'm going to suffer.
Call the ambulance, huh?
Yeah, stop it is what I would say to them.
Yeah.
Well, listen, the great news, I've got a good piece of news for these folks who say that, is that, like leadership and management skills are learned skills. You can learn how to do this. And we all started somewhere like this. Hey, if you're just a jerk, that's a different story. I can't fix being a jerk. I can't. And that might be why people don't want to work for you or with you. If you've got an attitude where you are better than other people and you like to manipulate, then this program is not right for you. Yeah. But if honestly, it's just that, hey, I'm nervous about it and I've never had the experience before. This is why we have the community. This is why Dave and I are here. This is why we have the Thrive module in the community, right? So that it walks people through step by step how to lead and manage people effectively. And the great thing is we start right from the beginning on this thing. It's super easy, I believe, to manage and lead people when you are working in your strength, because you come to life more joyfully. When other people are working in their strengths, when people are working in their strengths, they do things that they're good at. The problem with management for most people and why there's bad morale and low productivity, it's oftentimes because people aren't working in their strengths. They're working outside their strengths. And so life in their business becomes a grind for them. When Dave and I have done coaching and consulting gigs with people in the past, it's one of the first things that we look at. You're going to say, hey, are you and is your team working in their strengths? And because oftentimes people bring us in, not with everything sunshine, lollipops, and rainbows. It's usually because things are a mess and it's bad morale. And when you query the team members or the employees, as some people call them, like, how is your manager at managing people? They oftentimes say, well, not very good. But as soon as you get them working in their strengths and the manager working in their strengths,
great point.
Morale goes up and it just becomes a whole lot easier. So from the start, we help you with this. And again, I can't emphasize this enough. The community will help you along the way. So if you do hire a VA and you feel like their productivity isn't where it should be, or I got to have a really difficult conversation with somebody and I'm really queasy about having that conversation, how should I approach them? We're there for you. Other people in the community are there for you. Our VAs are there for you, and they can say, hey, here's how I'd like to hear it, right? And so I would, without being too harsh, the old I don't like or I don't know how to manage people is just an excuse. Really, that's a fear-based question, I think.
Yeah.
But the good thing is we're here with you.
Yeah, and that's great points. And I really like your point at the beginning where you talked about it starts at the prepare module. That's why we do that. Yeah. So one of the best things you can do to help manage and lead people is to know where you are going.
That's right.
And that's why we've got a lot of information about how to establish your mission and your vision and core values. Right. Without those as foundations, it really is kind of hard to lead and manage people because you don't know where you're going. And if you don't know where you're going, how can they know where they're going? And it's kind of like, I mean, you want to hopefully give them more than a job, right? You want to give them a place where they're heading, in their lives as well.
Let me give you a tip. I'm sorry, go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
I was just going to say that part of the program and part of the forum and part of the community forum is that we are oftentimes on there and say, hey, just saw this great article, or here's a great book that you folks ought to pick up. And one of the books that I've been recommending to people for years that are early on in their management career is a book called Lincoln on Leadership.
Oh, that's a good one. Write that down.
In fact, in my hotel company, we've developed what we call peak potential packs, which are modules of easy reading and podcasts and articles that we want you to we want our team members to absorb. And we've done one just on this Lincoln on Leadership book. It's a great starter book for young or inexperienced managers and leaders.
Yeah.
And I think I interrupted you, Dave.
No, that's okay. That's okay. So, I mean, that's a great tool. We've also got other tools and templates within, as we mentioned about mission and vision, core values. We've also got other tools like, I mean, how do you hold a regular meeting? When do you hold it with your team? What should the agenda be? So we've got that in there to kickstart you. And I think that's one of the big things that we provide and that we want to provide is, you're not starting from ground zero. You're starting from a really great, place to establish a foundation and then to learn and learn your own style from that point on.
It's funny. The first time when you go through this program, and I can think of one person in particular, I'm not going to mention her name, but I think you'll know who I'm talking about, Dave. She said that when she got her first employee, her first VA, is when she really felt like she was really a business person, right? Yeah. But she had no experience leading them, right? And so we've heard people say that some of these tools that Dave, that you had just mentioned, it's almost like a cheat sheet or a hack on how to be a manager. Yeah. If you follow this program step by step and use the tools that Dave has mentioned, including how to run a meeting and how to have an agenda, your team members, your VAs will have no idea that they might be the first person you've ever managed or led. It'll be like you're pulling the wool over their eyes. They're like, wow, you're awesome.
Yeah.
You've been doing this for a long time. But you just have to follow the recipe. It's like making brownies, right? Just follow the recipe. Put the cup of water in and the oil and the eggs and whatever it is. Now you can tell I make them from a box, right?
Well, that's what this is. It's kind of like learn how to hire and learn how to prepare yourself, hire and thrive with a VA. It's kind of like in a box, right?
Yeah.
That's why we did the program.
That's right. Exactly.
We want to give you the cake mix in the box so you don't have to do it from scratch.
That's right. Yeah. So I would just encourage you. It just sounds like you might be a little frightened or fearful that, hey, I've made mistakes in the past. I don't want to repeat those mistakes. Well, that's great. That's why you're part of this program, right?
Yeah.
What we're trying to do is mitigate the risk for you.
Yeah. And
between us, we've got 70 years or more experience leading, managing people, running businesses. I know, Dave. I know it's hard to.
70 years.
Right. And frankly, it's what we're good at.
Yeah.
It's what we're good at. I don't want to toot our own horn here, but, we've been considered among the best leaders and entrepreneurs in the country. People come to us for this stuff. And so I can't imagine that there is a question about management or leadership that comes up that you pose to the forum that we're not going to be able to help you with.
Yeah.
I can't imagine it.
Exactly. And also what will happen with the community and others is they will maybe add their own flavor to it. Sure. So you may end up absorbing what they say a little better than what we do.
That's right.
So we're all like helping each other because we're all in this journey together.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Building our teams and going towards freedom with our businesses.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, good.
Awesome. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Anything else, sir?
I think we nailed it.
All right. Sounds good. Well, everybody, thank you again for joining us, spending your time with us. Remember, building the team is the way to reclaim your freedom, and we're here to help you. So if there's 3 things we'd love for you to do, and of course, we just appreciate you for that. Number 1, subscribe to this podcast. And if you haven't already done so, make sure you do that. Number 2, give us a rating. Whatever you feel is great, but 5 stars is awesome for us. But number 3, go to HireMyVA.com for more information on our course and community. Because remember, even without experience, you'll learn how to prepare for, hire, and thrive with virtual assistants. And Larry and I have helped just a whole bunch of folks. We're helping folks now in the community. It's awesome and it's fun. And we just love to help you too. So just go to HireMyVA.com for more information.
That's right, folks. Do yourself a favor. Do the world a favor. Go do something significant today. All right. Go get them.
All right. Bye.